Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. My Wi-Fi connection looks like it's really bad. I'm not sure why. I'm actually plugged into the ether cable. So I hope this is working. I hope that you're getting the signal. So today is elephant, opening the torso, really creating length through the front of the body. And we're going to be doing it in the waves. So starting on the floor, and then rolling onto our bellies, and then moving from there. Great. Hold on, just got a text from Sinead. Yes, we're good. So great. So come lie on your back to begin with, and we shall begin. Sorry, I'm always running the studio and the class. Sometimes I can get a bit fragmented, so I'm back. I'm now here to teach yoga. Great. So have your belt handy because we will be using it in the elephant. We'll be doing advanced elephant. So yeah. So landing on your back. Just let all of that settle. All of this moment, all the different layers of you, the organization to be here, carving the time out, really creating the space in your life to be here now. So really draw your attention in to be in the sensations in your body, in your senses. What can you see right now? With your eyes open or closed? What can you hear right now? What can you smell or taste right now? What's the sense of temperature in this moment? Warm, cool. Just notice two or three sensations that are happening right now. So for me, it's contact with the floor, the clothing that I'm wearing, the sense of my knees. The pointiness of my knees up in the air feels really present to me right now. So just begin to sway your knees from side to side. And as you do this, allow yourself to feel the landing and center and then the turning off from center. Center, twisting, center, twisting. Just feel that in the belly and the torso. How high up into your torso can you feel this twisting? So here our shoulders are staying still, more or less, and our hips are moving. So grab your belt if you wish or not. See what you feel. And bring the belt either side of the back of your hands so my hands are slightly pulling apart. So now we're going to move the torso, the upper torso and the shoulders. So begin to rock from side to side, bringing the back of your hand down to the floor. And as you do this, feel how there is some movement into the pelvis, but most of the movement is into the shoulders. Maybe let's see, how far could you go if you kept your pelvis on the floor? I can only go halfway down. And I keep the back of the opposite hip on the floor. Notice that for you. How far can you go keeping your hips on the floor? And then how far can you go allowing the opposite hip to lift slightly? So interesting. Right. So keep your arms up towards the ceiling, draw both knees up towards your elbows, and then touch your toes to the floor. Knees up towards your elbows, touch your toes to the floor. So now we're compressing the torso and then creating a little bit of length. There's not all that much length, it's more strength that's being created. Nice. So keep your right knee where it is and slowly begin to lengthen your left leg long. So now we're creating compression and length. Change. Draw your left knee up and then lengthen your right leg long. Begin to cycle from one side to the other. Do you feel that compression and then lengthening? All the time I'm giving a little bit of energy to pulling my band wide with my hands. So there's stability in the torso because of the stabilization of the band. Nice, both feet to the floor. So I'm going to imagine that there's an alarm clock over my head and towards the left. So I'm going to roll over onto my left shoulder and then bring both arms overhead to reach overhead, like I'm trying to pick it up with the band on my hands. My knees have traveled a little bit over towards the left as well. Come back up to center. Roll over onto your right shoulder and then reach overhead and then come back. So it's like a banded alarm clock movement. Reaching overhead, coming back, reaching to the right, overhead, and coming back. So what's happening in the torso now? For me, I'm letting my knees drop a little bit more because it actually helps the movement happen. There's connection, strengthening, mobility happening, coordination through the torso. Nice. Come back to center. Cool. So get rid of your belt and roll over onto your torso, onto your belly. Cool. So from here, just bring your hands underneath your shoulders and look over towards the right side, like you're trying to look back towards your right foot. And then come back to center. Keeping your head low, look over towards the left side. So right side, left side. Your head is floating and you're just looking over your shoulder one way. So these are just functional movements. You know, if you're lying on the beach, can you look back towards your foot and try and spot what kicked sand on you? Nice. So reach both arms long in front of you. And then pull your right elbow back into long more. And I'm going to slide the left hand a little bit on the floor and pull my elbow back. And then reach long. And then do the same side again. Pull your right elbow back into long more. And my left hand is sliding towards me as I rise. Nice. Other side. Pull your left elbow back into long more. And the lifting of my torso is dragging the right arm towards me. But my right arm is really passive. It's just being pulled towards me by the lifting of my torso. Okay, let's try both elbows moving back into long more. And both arms long. Both elbows coming back. Both arms long. Nice pose. Rock your bum side to side. Nice. So bring both elbows to the floor. And then bring your right hand to the floor and look over your right shoulder. And then bend your right knee and just reach back and rub sand off your foot. Like you're checking out it's a bug that fits you. And you're like, Just going to rub sand off my foot. Nice. And then without holding onto your foot, but your hand is in that approximate place. Kind of go, oh, and I'm going to look down the beach. So try and get taller through your torso as you reach back towards your right foot. Nice. So then come back. Other side. So bring your left hand to the floor. Turn towards your left foot. Bend your left knee and just rub sand off your left foot. So you're not holding onto it. The foot is independent. Your hand is independent. You're just touching your foot. And then reach and try and look. So you're not holding onto your foot. You're just trying to be really tall to the spine, reaching back towards your foot. And all the way down. Nice. Push back into your cat. Rounding your back. Arching your back. Rounding your back. One more time. Rounding your back. Pause there. Deeply rounding the spine. And step your toes under, push back, and continue to feel that sense of lengthening the back of your body. So I'm filling into the back of my ribs, filling into the back of my lower back. And as I pull my heels down, I have this deep sense of connection from my hands to my heels. And just breathe. Walk your feet forward, and walk your hands back, slowly rolling all the way up and grab your belt. You kind of have a two-handed elephant from here. So your hands are in the belt, your hands are in front of you. So imagine we were lying on the floor and we did an alarm clock. So reach your arms up and towards the right, and coming back, hands just in front of you, and then up and towards the left. And when I do that, I'm going to look up to where my hands are. So up and towards the right. And I'm moving slowly because with the band, I can't hide. I'm meeting little like twangs and movements. They're very interesting. So begin to flow from side to side really slowly. What are you meeting? What part of your body are you noticing as you reach up and to the left and up and to the right? So I have this really beautiful sense of the sides of my ribs from my deep hip to my fingertips. There's this really long line emerging. Yeah, so just come straight center. So your hands are in your belt, you're reaching up, and then lean up and look up. So you feel a sense from your toes to your fingertips that there's length. And bring your hands forward in front of you. And again, reaching up, looking up, bringing length through the whole front of your body. Maybe squeeze your bum a little bit, strengthen into your legs. And there you go. One more time. So squeeze your bum strong into your legs, reaching up, and feel like you're getting taller. Nice. Lower your belt down, get rid of it, shake out your arms. So I haven't talked a while on the consistency of longevity of movement. Keep shaking your arms. So longevity of movement, you need to have two principles. One is don't do anything today that will stop you doing movement tomorrow. Shake your hands out. So don't force that your shoulder should do something today and then you just can't do anything tomorrow because that's not longevity. You won't be able to move until you're 90 doing that. Okay? It's time to front your mat. The other one is that first one is do no harm. Do nothing today that you can't. Keep moving tomorrow. And then always moving forward. So the smallest version of movement is better than not doing movement. So reach your arms wide, reaching up, looking up. Bending your elbows, bending your knees, come all the way down. Hands to the floor, forehead to knees. Slowly rolling up. Reach your arms wide, bring your palms together. And again, bending your elbows, bending your knees, rolling down. Hands to the floor, forehead to knees. Hands to your shins, lift your chest up forward. Hands to the floor, forehead to knees. Really feel that squeeze of knees to forehead. Slowly rolling up. Reach your arms wide, reaching up and up. You're going to do that three times. So bending your elbows, bending your knees. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Feel the squeeze, that sense of rounding deeply forward. Hands to your ankles. Lengthen through the spine, arching. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Feel the squeeze. Slowly rolling up. Put your arms wide, palms come together. Two more times. Bending your elbows, bending your knees. Rolling forward. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Hands to your shins, lengthen and look forward. Hands to the floor, forehead to knees. Slowly rolling up. Reaching wide, last time. Bending your elbows, bending your knees. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Squeeze. Hands to your shins, lengthen and look forward. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Slowly rolling up, reach your arms wide, palms come together. Nice. So stand wherever you are and then slide your right hand across into elephant. So right hand travels across the front of you and then up and over towards the left side. And so it is a little bit of like an alarm clock, but it's only a one-armed alarm clock. And then over towards the right with the left hand. And interesting enough, when I'm doing elephant, when I'm doing alarm clock, I look up. When I'm doing elephant, I actually look down. So notice that in you. I don't want to throw my head back when I'm an elephant, so I want to prioritize the lengthening of the side of my body, not the lengthening of my spine. So the spine is happening, but the side body, so by looking down, I'm taking the weight out of the spine. Let me just feel that. Rounding forward, and then rise and elephant. Rounding forward, elephant. Rounding forward, elephant. Rounding forward, elephant. Nice. Let's find that in a lunge position. So it's time to go to your mat. We're going to step straight back with the left foot. So the left foot steps way back and the front knee is deeply bent. Back foot's at a 45-degree angle and just let your arms hang to begin with. So just find your legs. So straighten deeply into that back leg, anchor down through the baby toe side of your foot. Feel like the back knee is lengthening and that you're leaning your weight down into the front of that left thigh. Front heel, front foot is deeply anchored, and when I anchor my foot, I feel my right thigh turning on a little bit more. It feels more engaged. And then imagine that instead of leaning forward with your torso, you take your whole torso and you try and lean backwards a little bit more. Lean into the back of your body. From here, bring your left hand to your left thigh and then sweep your right hand across the front of you into elephant. And then coming back, bring your right hand to your hip or can sweep around the back of you and then bring your left hand across into elephant as well. So notice what you want to do with your arms rather than, so mine naturally ends up, my left hand goes to my left thigh. And for me, my right hand glides behind me. And that's the way that my arms aren't in the way. The hanging arm is not in the way then. Find your elephant. Rounding forward. Rise. Rounding forward. Rise. One last time. When you end up with your left hand back, your right hand across, bend your front knee more and pause there. Deepen into it. Nice. Bring your right elbow, right knee. Rest there. Bring your left hand to the floor. Drop your left knee to the floor. Lift your back foot and just point back towards your left foot with your right hand. So open your shoulder, pointing back. Nice. Lengthen your back leg, step forward. Slowly rolling up, reach your arms wide, palms come together. Stepping back with the right foot. Back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Front knee is deeply bent. Anchor into the back leg. Turn your torso more deeply towards the front of your mat. And then reverse your torso backwards. So you feel, without any inclusion of movement, you feel connected. Find your connection. Nice. And then bringing your right hand to your right thigh, sweep your left hand across into elephant. And then see what your left hand does. Mine, the left hand just wants to hang. It doesn't move behind the back of my body as easily. So rather than stressing about that, I'm just letting it reach wherever it reaches. Elephant. Open. Next time that your right hand is on your right thigh, left arm across, pause. Sink into it a little bit deeper. If you change the angle of your legs a little bit, actually it's a new set of muscles you're critiquing. Nice. Elbow to your knee, pause. Nice. Hand to the floor, turn, drop your right knee to the floor, twist over your left shoulder, and then point your right foot and just point back with your left hand to your right foot. You're not touching it, you're just pointing. Nice. Both hands to the floor. Sit your bum back into child's pose. Support your head with your hands. Wiggle down a little bit deeper. Feel lovely. So everybody's agreeing on nourish. All the text that I'm getting, it's like, oh, nourish, yum. It really was like it feels really right that we're heading into nourish for November. And then I'm getting loads of suggestions for December. So I was saying the other day that I got slow, there was rest, and then I got an amazing one yesterday for December, which was pause. So I think it might be pause. It might be pause. December might be pause. An antidote to the environment we're in. Pausing deeply. So right now, pause. Let all this settle. Just over a week of movement and powerful. We're climbing the mountain of powerful. We're deepening and connecting in. You can come lie on your back if you wish. Lying on your back, your knees are bent, your legs are long, or whatever way you come to rest on the floor. So, climbing the mountain of powerful, loving it, really loving it. Wow, it's just like so cool. And then very much deeply looking forward to Nourish. And then, yeah, I think we'll pause then in December, but not pause, but pause. I love it. Great. So I will see you all tomorrow for day 20 of Powerful. Yeah, it's meandering along powerfully, steadily, connecting us to our resources, to our ability, to our limits, and to also how do we turn up for ourselves in this powerful way. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Bye.